Hi, Dave Roscoe here. It is Friday, July 18th, 2025, and I've got a new Pi Network blog post that I want to talk about, as well as an update on my anti-scammer bot and an unlock that's happening today. But first, the metrics. The circulating supply is 7.7 billion Pi, and there were 17,019 user accounts migrated yesterday, totaling 4 million Pi. Now, if you've been following the last few days, I've been watching the migrations to try to find what their pattern is. And it had been around 5 to 6 million Pi per day. But yesterday it was 4. So maybe it's the pattern. Maybe it's 4 to 6 million, depending on how it breaks out. I don't know. So I'll be watching that pattern. If it breaks out of there, then I'm just going to give up and say, you know what? There's no pattern. There's 43.8 million Pi in the Pi migration wallet. Migrated unlocked rewards are at 2.5 billion Pi, with 7.4 million Pi unlocked in the last 24 hours and free to be traded on the open market. Looking at the price action, we've got a little bit of an upward trend going on right now, but don't count on it lasting. I'll give you details on that in just a minute. The current trading price is 45.5 cents, which is up 3.56% from this time yesterday. Market cap is at $3.51 billion, which is also up 3.5%. The daily trading volume is at $105.5 million, which is up 11.43%. Now that's interesting because we're seeing an increase in volume and we're on an upward trend. So what does that mean? Well, I was just on a charting session with Bullish Babe on the Crypto Wolfpack, and right now it's looking like the Pi coin has formed what's called a cup and handle, but on the handle is forming what's known as a rising channel, and that's a bearish indicator. And when you look at the chart, it looks like it's going to break down, and if it does, and that was on the 15-minute time frame in case anyone's wondering, if it does break down, it should go down to around 44.4 cents, at which point it will form a new double bottom. Now, I keep talking about double bottoms. Pi loves to form these double bottoms, and then it'll bounce back. Again, no guarantees, but that's the pattern that Pi likes to follow. And then from there, we'll see. So this should be a short-lived rise, followed by a probable retest down to about 44.4 cents. And then we should start seeing it rise again. Time will tell. Not financial advice. So we have a new blog post from the Pi Core team, and it is the Pi Day 2025 recap. Now this one's short and sweet. They had a lot more to say about the Pi Day, which I thought was a bigger flop than Pi 2 Day. I thought Pi 2 Day was actually pretty good, but it's just weird. It says here, the Pi 2 Day 2025 Ecosystem Challenge ran from June 28th to July 7th. And I went through all of the activities and completed them. And I got a nifty multicolor username in the chats and a couple of certificates or whatever the heck you want to call them, banners or whatever. Celebrating and highlighting Pi 2 Day's various ecosystem and utility supporting updates. The challenge took pioneers through various new features and helped them explore the Pi ecosystem and Pi products. Pioneers also received fun digital prizes after completing certain tiers of steps. And yes, it actually only took about an hour to go through everything. So I don't know if it was worth it, but it was fun. The Ecosystem Challenge. The 8-step Pi 2 Day Ecosystem Challenge walked pioneers through Pi 2 Day's new releases, Pi App Studio, ecosystem directory staking, updated node tools, and more. 2.6 million pioneers started the challenge, and 761,000 powered through every step to claim this year's limited edition username, badge, and color. That's me. I did it. Haha. Participation was strong across regions, showing community engagement and eagerness to explore and test new utilities as soon as they launch. Pi App Studio, AI app creation at scale. One of the major launches of Pi 2 Day 2025 was Pi App Studio, a no-code, AI-assisted platform which enables anyone, regardless of technical background, to build and own functional apps in Pi's decentralized ecosystem. I wouldn't call it decentralized, but okay. Since the launch of Pi App Studio, over 7,600 chatbot apps and 14,100 custom apps were created and published. Now that's interesting because right after they announced it, almost all of the apps were chatbot apps. So the custom apps must have made a comeback at some point later. More than 34,800 individual pioneers created apps, including unpublished projects. I created one. It's still up there. I won't tell you what it is because it doesn't work. I was just testing it out. These apps demonstrate how grassroots innovation can flourish when access to app creation without the need for a technical background opens up. For example, here are a few apps created by the community that are functional, useful, and fun. Pitris, a game where blocks fall and you clear lines by fitting them together. Original. Black Hole, a chatbot with information on space and the universe. Healthy Life, a chatbot to help pioneers stay healthy. And Flap Pie Bird, a game where you fly a bird between two walls for high scores. Now that one's actually pretty clever. Because I mean, who the hell hasn't played Flappy Bird? Note, pioneers should note that Pi Network does not and has not verified, evaluated, endorsed, or reviewed App Studio apps that are available for access through the Pi browser for any reason or purpose. Your use of these apps is at your own risk, and we strongly encourage you to use caution when using them. Now, I'm going to make a cheeky little point here to say that none of the featured apps here have anything to do with GCV. I know that was a big thing. People were saying, oh, GCV and apps, but those were user-created apps, and the users in question subscribe to the delusion of GCV. Another Pi 2 Day 2025 release was Ecosystem Directory Staking, a platform-level utility allowing businesses and users to boost the ranking of Pi apps in the ecosystem by staking Pi tokens on the mainnet blockchain. Over 37.7 million Pi was staked in total, with over 25 million Pi still actively staked and over 16,700 unique pioneers staked over 1,450 separate apps. The staking feature introduced a community-driven way to surface apps and services that pioneers and businesses want to promote and support. I'm not going to read that last little bit. It's just a closing little thank you for participating, and Pi is great, and see you next year kind of stuff. But yeah, I'd say that's pretty cool. So let me give you an update on the anti-scammer bot. I've been up the last 3 days till 2 in the morning and waking up for work and camp for my kids at around 6:30. So I'm tired right now. If you see it on my face, that's why. I'm not stoned. I'm not high. I'm not drunk. I'm just tired. But I have a unlock happening today, and I wanted to make sure that the bot is ready for it. And so I've been working on it pretty nonstop every minute I could, and I think it's ready. And I will be sure to let you guys know how this works. Now, I will say that this is a confirmed contested claim, so I will be battling against others' scammer bots. So this will be another great test. My previous success was also contested, and that one won. And that bot was arguably less capable than the one I'm using now. So I have high hopes. Now, I have seen some of these scammers using hundreds and hundreds of bots, and the result is thousands of failed transactions in user wallets. So you never know what you're going to get. Am I going up against a podunk scammer organization that only has a handful of scammers running some unsophisticated bots? Or am I running against a cartel that's adopted their XLM bots to play on the Pi network, in which case I'll really be swimming with the sharks. But that's all I've got for today. Keep an eye on that price, and let's see if Bullish Babe got this one right. But until then, don't panic, stay the course, and remember, the success of the Pi network begins with you. Pi to the moon. Peace.